Bulletcast for life.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the TLC Instant Analysis. Welcome to the recap, baby. I'm your host, I'm the Podfather. Was that a new theme song? I don't know. You gotta stay tuned to find out. But ladies and gentlemen, TLC, I was in attendance tonight. I was in attendance this night, and it was amazing. It was awesome. Show grade, I don't know where we're gonna give it. We'll talk about it as we go through all the matches. But more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, the Podfathers had a pretty long weekend. Retained my championship at Final Battle. Saturday, I'm in Sacramento. I'm coaching the guys' portion of the wrestling team. And then I find out something happens at the girls' tournament. So the Podfather, being the nice coach that he is, he rushes over there while the other assistant coach takes our mainstay, stud girl, to the hospital. The Podfather stays and coaches the rest of the girls in Rockland. From Sacramento to Rockland, that's what I do. Then I wake up at 5 a.m., go to work, get off early, head over to San Jose, and I retain my championship. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the reigning, defending Bulletcast heavyweight champion. And just like Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, Roddy Strong, and Adam Cole, baby! This title reign is hashtag forever undisputed. I told you people that I would retain my championship and I would walk. No, stop. I would strut into the 100th episode of the Bulletcast, and then I would strut into 2019 dripping in finesse as Bulletcast champion. The voice is a little rough, I know. The Podfather's been screaming a lot recently, but it's okay. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. I'm not really going to go into depth of the pre-show, but I will tell you the matches that were on there and the grades I gave them. Murphy and Cedric, I gave it a B+. I walked in just as the bell rang for it. It was great, it was fun, it was exciting. Murphy's Law wins the match. Alright, Elias and Lashley. Lashley. Elias picks up the victory, but Lashley gets to hit Elias with the guitar. Leo Rush hits Elias with a frog splash. I give it a C-. Nothing special. Alright, now let's move on. Let's start it off with finals of the Mixed Match Challenge. So, we have R-Truth and Carmella, because Mella is money, go up against the modern-day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal, former WWE Champion, Jinder Mahal, and former Divas Champion, the first ever African-American Divas Champion, Alicia Fox. So, this match, let's get into it, man. Let's talk about it. Being in the arena for it was fine. It was chill. There was nothing really too extraordinary about this match. I know there was a dance break. I got to see a dance break live. I'm not going to lie. I'm a big fan of these dance breaks. The match was nothing special. I feel like there were some botches by Carmella and Alicia, but there was nothing that would really take you out of the match. So it's whatever, you know. Truth and Carmella win, and then we find out where they're going on their paid vacation, because they got their number 30 entrance and the Royal Rumble as well for the men's and women's. They're going to Stamford, Connecticut, to WWE headquarters for their paid vacation. So that's funny, but honestly, God, I feel like they're just making R-Truth look like a buffoon, a blubbering idiot, you know? Like, he's a competitor that was once taken seriously in the world of professional wrestling, and now he's just kind of a joke and a laughingstock, you would say. But Truth, he hasn't aged a bit. He's flawless. He looks great. So I guess you could say no harm, no foul. But don't quote me. Don't quote me on any of that stuff. All right, moving on from that. I'll give that match a C+, by the way. Moving on from that, 4:20. Oh, that's the time in which this airs. Or the time in which I get to The Bar defeating the New Day and the Usos to retain their SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. This match was fun, man. This match was really fun. I gave it a B+. Alright, so talk about a fun way to amp up the intensity early in the show. Not much was accomplished here in the terms of storyline, but once in a while, that's just fine. The spot of the match may have come when Cesaro's suplex on Kofi Kingston was interrupted by Jey Uso's splash. Kingston off the top rope. Second half of the match featured a beautiful disaster of one dramatic near fall after another, yet the only complaint, if there is one, came in the abruptness of the finish. Sheamus caught Xavier Woods with the bro kick as he ducked through the ropes to get the pin. Yeah, it was a B plus, man. It was fun. It was nothing too extraordinary, nothing too extravagant about it. But I had fun with it. I had fun with that match. Usos were getting a major pop because they're Bay Area boys, they're NorCal boys, so all in good fun. All right, moving on from that, we got to talk about my boy LeBron Strowman. The monster among men makes his return to WWE, and he defeats Baron Corbin in a tables, ladders, and chairs match. Baron Corbin is no longer the general manager-elect of Raw. He would not be an authority figure on Monday nights. And Braun Strowman gets the Beast Brock Lesnar for the WWE Universal title in Phoenix, Arizona at the Royal Rumble. All right, so moving on from that, let's talk about it. But I think you're wondering, Braun's injured. How did he win? Let me tell you. So, with the victory, Strowman will receive a Universal Championship shot against Lesnar at the Royal Rumble, like I just said, while Corbin will be removed from power as acting general manager-elect on Raw, like I just said. Despite the fact that he wasn't able to compete while his surgically repaired elbow remained in a sling, Strowman enlisted the help of all those who were wronged by Corbin recently. Apollo Crews, Bobby Roode, Chad Gable, Finn Balor, and referee Heath Slater. Even Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle showed up with the chairs that they used on Corbin due to the no disqualification rules. After Angle prevented Corbin from escaping with a surprise return, and that was awesome, by the way, in the crowd live. The "You Suck" chants are always great for the Olympic gold medalist. Surprise return. Each man landed their finishing moves on Corbin before Strowman stood on Corbin, with Slater counting the pin. Slater hit a nice right hand on Corbin to start everything off. It was a good babyface moment to justify the storyline. So, C plus for that. It was cool. It was chill. Alright, now let's move on to a match where it was better than what I thought it was going to be. Let's talk about Natty Neidhart defeating Ruby Riott in a tables match. I gave the match a B plus, by the way. Gave this one a B plus. Alright. With a surprisingly good piece of business for intensity and big spots to a legitimate storyline conclusion for Natalya to honor her late father, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. This was fun. Liv Morgan took a hard bump off the apron through a table early when she saved Riott by pushing her out of the way. Shortly after, Natalya slammed Sarah Logan through a separate table. The match seemed to tease towards PG-13 levels. Later on, when Natalya exclaimed, "You want to mess with my family, bitch?" Yeah, she said bitch. Alright, before slapping Riott outside of the ring. Riott countered by pushing Natalya's face into the table with her father's image on it while yelling, "He's ashamed of you." Late in the match, Natalya pulled out a table with Riott's image on it, and I'm not going to lie, we did pop for that. Put on the late Jim the Anvil Neidhart's jacket, and then she went out and on to throw Riott through the table via powerbomb before putting on her dad's sunglasses. The reason the feud originally started. To celebrate the victory. Very rarely does a feud start pathetically and then pay off this well. So yeah, B plus for that. Congratulations to those girls. They surprised me. It was good. I mean, Natty, she's very good. We all know that she's a heart. And Ruby Riott, she's underrated. I think Ruby Riott's gonna be doing big things in 2019. I could see her in the women's title picture somewhere in 2019. All right, Finn Balor. Finn Balor defeats Drew McIntyre. So let's talk about this. Balor and McIntyre give it a B. Straight B, nothing else. And what was presented by the announce team as an upset, Balor used help from a late arriving Dolph Ziggler to get one over on McIntyre after McIntyre floored Ziggler with the headbutt outside of the ring and mocked his too sweet hand gesture. Ziggler emerged from the crowd and landed a super kick, even though his followed up attempt with a chair was instantly met with a Claymore kick. The distraction opened up the door for Balor. McIntyre threw Ziggler into the ring. Balor met his opponent with a missile dropkick while McIntyre had a chair in his hand before getting on the top rope, hitting a coup de grace, and stealing the victory, some would say. Alright. So that was cool. That was fun or whatever. Though both losses include Balor and Ziggler helping one another in the end, it's just nice to see Balor not have to job for another star. After the following of the match, Balor bristled at Ziggler's backstage, and Ziggler took him and threw him into the set across the road cases. Yeah, man. They were having some words backstage, and Ziggler just slapped the mess out of him and threw him into the road cases and walked off. So tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw, that's what you're gonna see: Balor versus Ziggler. I give that match a straight B. All right, moving on from that, we have the Master of the 619, Booyaka Booyaka Rey Mysterio, defeats Randall Keith Orton in a chairs match. I gave this match, Orton and Mysterio, I gave it a B plus. So, creative spots were apparently in this one, in what has turned into a fun feud. Mysterio used a chair like a makeshift boogie board to slide on his stomach underneath the bottom rope onto Orton's outside. Yeah, he did a baseball slide with the chair. This finish was just as fun as Orton set up 4 chairs next to each other inside of the ring for an RKO until Mysterio broke free. After he spun Orton's face into the chairs, Mysterio climbed them to springboard off for victory with a Hurricanrana. 1, 2, 3. This match may have been ultimately used as a filler, but this already deep card. But maybe. Sorry, let me rephrase that. This match may have been used as a filler in this already deep card, but this one between two legends was memorable. Chairs matches are surprisingly really good. Like, you would think they'd be terrible because they're chairs matches, but I don't know, man. It was good. Mysterio got a nice pop. Orton, I wanted to see an RKO, you know? I wanted to see Rey Mysterio succumb to the 3 most deadly letters in not just WWE, but the 3 most deadly letters in all of sports entertainment. RKO. But it didn't happen. Alright, Rowdy Ronda Rousey. I got to see Ronda Rousey live, guys. I was pretty juiced for this. I was really excited. Rowdy Ronda Rousey retains the Raw Women's Championship against the Face Breaker. She's not like most girls, Nia Jax. The first match they had at Money in the Bank back in June on Father's Day. That was good. That was a good one. But this one was, oh my god, it got an A. It got an A. 3 matches on this show got an A. Actually, 2 just got A's. 1 got an A plus. We're gonna talk about those. But let's talk about this. I was all fired up. I was hitting a proverbial feel spot. I mean, it was amazing. All right. Least we forgot, Rousey's pay-per-view matches remained a thing of beauty for as flat as this feud was. What am I trying to say? Okay. Here, let's get to him. Sorry, guys. I'm tired. I'm extremely tired. All right, I'm recording this at like what 1 a.m. You know, it's bad. All right. This one was overflowing with stiff moves, particularly those delivered by Jax, including a sit-up powerbomb after she reversed an armbar attempt by standing up. Rousey continued to showcase her supreme athleticism with a beautiful crossbody splash from the top rope onto the floor onto Jax. She later packaged a step-up knee to the face and a spectacular step-up Superwoman punch for a 2 count on Jax. Her crossbody attempt was then intercepted by Jax into a Samoan drop for a dramatic near fall. Rousey's physical tour de France also saw her lift Jax for a second rope into a powerbomb from the second rope into a powerbomb for a near fall. Yeah, man, there was a lot of drama in this one. All right. The finish was just as fun, following a distraction from Tamina Snuka as Rousey blocked a knockout punch. Oh, she was like the Big Show, and hit a step-up judo toss into an armbar for a creative tap out. She kissed the face-breaking fist. Rousey kissed the face-breaking fist of Nia Jax before putting on the armbar and tapping out. This was even more fun. After the match, Jax refused an interview backstage and was attacked by none other than the man, Becky Lynch, who said, "Remember when you broke my face? Keep my name out of your mouth." Needless to say, the crowd went wild. We went ballistic for that. We went awesome. That little segment alone gets an A minus. Yeah, I'm grading segments on pay-per-views. I know. That's how awesome this was. All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, the new Daniel Bryan retains the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against the phenomenal AJ Styles. Alright, man. It was awesome. I'm telling you. It was great. Everything was great about this. This match got an A. This was the other match on the show that got just an A. Just an A. Alright. Short of a more creative finish, Bryan and Styles nearly combined to a pitch perfect game, and they did so with the old-fashioned way, a slow and deliberate build, using the sore ribs of Styles and the injured leg of Bryan as storyline fuel, gave way to a frantic second half. Along the way, both wrestlers kept the intensity high, thanks to stiff offense. Bryan debuted his new gear, featured dark colors, and a tribute to his Ring of Honor days, with dragons and flames. Now, more importantly, he found the ideal dance partner to produce likely the best match since returning from a 3-year retirement, just weeks removed from a mini classic of its own against Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. Moving on, yeah. Bryan continued to evolve his moveset using a cravat lock and then to land a stiff knees before hitting a unique suplex for a dramatic near fall. Styles equaled him by nearly winning with a springboard 450 onto his sore ribs. The submission attempts from both, including Bryan, and ditching his yes lock once called the LaBelle lock. I'm sorry. I'm telling you guys, they should be called the fickle lock. There were a couple fickle chants. I'm not gonna lie. There were a couple fickle chants in this crowd. They were overflowing with drama. Styles hit a phenomenal forearm late in the match off the barrier wall outside the ring, but his attempt to follow up on the outside of the squared circle missed. Now, the finish came immediately after when Bryan reversed Styles' roll up into a roll up of his own for a sneaky win. I give it an A. Awesome. It was great. It was nice. It was hot fire, as some would say. I don't know if Vince would say that. You know, Vince is a pretty hip guy. Vince might say, "God damn it, that was hot fire." All right, moving on from that, we have Dean Ambrose. Not retaining, he wins the Intercontinental Championship for a third time by defeating former Shield brethren Seth freaking Rollins and Did this match burn it down? We're gonna find out. There were some boring chants. I'm not gonna lie. But I gave this match a B+. There were some boring chants. Let's get into it. Apparently, Vince was not happy about this match, so we'll find out. Alright. Given though the placement on the card between the two most anticipated matches, this one was a whole heck of a lot better than the crowd seemed to realize. Yeah, man. Despite that this is boring chants breakout, the former Shield members told a physical and compelling story in what was largely a brawl, mostly because it had to be given the contempt between them. It was a story even better told using Ambrose's real-life wife Renee Young on commentary, as Corey Graves reportedly lured her into arguments and about Ambrose's mindset. Not only did Michael Cole need to jump in and reference, Young did a strong job standing up for her husband within storyline by justifying his actions in what could become a quasi-heel turn. Alright, yeah. So while the match did go a tad bit too long considering the length and depth of the card, the emotion and intensity was strong. Rollins sold an injured left knee throughout and called back to how he originally injured himself in 2015 by feigning an aggravation with the exact same spot. Now, a key storyline development late saw Rollins pull up short of a super kick when Ambrose stuck out his fist to remind of their Shield days. Now, as the crowd showered them with boos, Rollins thought about it at length before viciously attacking Ambrose. The finish came shortly after Rollins talked trash to Ambrose, who was wounded on his knees, but Ambrose was playing possum, came alive, hit the dirty deeds, and won the championship. B+ from these people. B+ from Rollins and Ambrose. I can't wait to see what happens on Raw tomorrow night, or actually later today. It's like 1:30 now, you know. Later today, I can't wait to see what happens. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the main event. Oh my god. I was dripping in the milk of Marknesia. It was lathered on my soul while watching this match. I had to pick the man to win, but that wasn't the case. Ladies and gentlemen, I haven't seen that many special moments live. I saw Ambrose and Rollins Hell in the Cell. I got to see Alexa Bliss win her first Raw Women's Championship in this same uh, Bliss won the first Raw Women's Championship in the SAP Center. Rollins and Ambrose happened in Dallas at the American Airlines Center. But I got to see Asuka after all this suffering and being buried on the main roster. Some would say I got to see her win the championship on the main roster. I was there for that. What a great way to end the year, you could say. Some would say. This was fun, man. My boy Sam Roberts was there, and he was on the floor watching this one. I really wanted to go down to the floor and say hi. I honest to God did, but you you know how security is and all this other stuff. It's just a whole it's just a whole thing. It's just a whole thing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's hop into this, man. Let's hop in. Oh my goodness. My alarm going off. I apologize to the people. I apologize to all the people. All right. So, the booking of this match was damn near perfect. Somehow, in the violence and execution was even better than that. In a finish that likely set the table for the main event of WrestleMania 35, Asuka saw a return to the top shelf booking she deserves by winning her first main roster title, while Rousey's run-in and possible heel turn only escalated what is the hottest angle in all sports entertainment. WWE not only made the right call in allowing the trio of women to headline the show, the match provided no greater advertisement as to why they should do the same once more in April. All right, let's go into it. How physical was this match? Flair's willingness to sacrifice her body for big spots and bounce back minutes later on nothing but pure adrenaline was inspiring, if not if not discon. I don't even know how to pronounce that word. I don't even. I'm doing a little bit of a recap from CBS Sports. Kind of get some other thoughts in there before I hit my own. All right. Flair saw the back of her head hit hard early on when Asuka powerbombed her through a leaning table. Shortly after, Asuka rolled out of the way as Lynch landed a double leg drop off of a very tall ladder, crashing through one of the announce tables on Flair, appearing to injure Flair's ribs. Moments later, she came back to life to barbarically spear Asuka through the barrier that Charlotte wall into the timekeeper's area. That shit was loud. That was loud, man. I was like, oh my god. Alright. Finally, after connecting with a moonsault onto the floor, Flair then laid Lynch prone on a table and hit an insane senton that destroyed yet another table outside of the ring. God, if I was drinking during this thing for all the table spots, I'd be very intoxicated. The finish saw a number of dramatic close calls atop the ladder until Rousey's music hit and she entered the ring to tip over the ladder, holding Lynch and Flair as payback for their attacks over the past month. Asuka quickly escalated to the ladder to retrieve the title and cap not only the match of the night, but possibly the best pay-per-view card this year. This was the kind of booking the fans deserve. This got an A+, baby. This got an A+. It was amazing. It was awesome. It was vibrant. It was cathartic. It made me feel something in my bones. We all cheered for it. We love Asuka for this, man. It was great. It was awesome. Yeah, man. I'm excited to see what happens to Asuka. And then I want to read you something from Asuka's Twitter. If I can get not Asuka's Twitter, her Instagram. All right. Asuka, she took a picture with Triple H moments after winning the SmackDown Live Women's title after she goes back through Gorilla. She says, "Thank you for supporting us. Always thank you. The final party was a huge success. Who is champion now? It's me. It's Asuka." She's telling Hunter, "Thank you for, I guess, believing in her and all the other NXT people." So that's always fun. That's always nice to see. I mean, I'm excited for Asuka as champion. I don't know what this means. I don't know what any of this means, really, but we're going to find out. Triple H put on there, same picture, but different, different caption. For her, it was never about a streak or a number. It was about proving that she's one of the best in every division she was ever a part of. Tonight, after a brutal TLC match, the Empress of Tomorrow is the champion of today. Congratulations, Asuka. Hashtag we are NXT. So, that's awesome, man. That is truly awesome. I love everything about this. I love Asuka as champion. I love TLC. Really, shout out to Baby Huey, Bimbo Jimbo 1077 The Bone for these amazing tickets that they hooked the Podfather up with. I took Vinny, my friend Vinny. It was awesome, man. I thank you guys so much. We here at the Bulletcast appreciate you guys. Go listen to their podcast, Huey and Jimbo in the Click. They've had Samoa Joe on there, Kofi Kingston. They had the man, Becky Lynch. They had a really awesome interview from Tommaso Ciampa a few weeks back going ahead of NXT TakeOver War Games. But yeah, The Bone, Baby Huey, Bimbo Jimbo, I want to thank you. I love you guys so much. We got to do business and record something real soon, guys. We do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for the Podfather here. I've got to go to sleep. I have finals tomorrow. I have wrestling practice. I've got a lot of things. I've got to watch Monday Night Raw. So I want to thank you guys. I will see you either Tuesday or Thursday for the regular episode of the Bulletcast, episode 99. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 1 week away from episode 100 of the Bulletcast. This is a milestone in digital media audio. Not a lot of podcasts hit episode 100. Hell, not a lot of TV shows hit episode 100. The fact that this podcast is going to is absolutely phenomenal. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You've been great. Thank you, San Jose. Thank you, SAP Center. Thank you, WWE. Congratulations to Asuka. You've all been fantastic. I will see you next time. Goodbye and good night. Mwah!
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.